Welcome back to rvmax.us. Today, we're taking a look at a 2022 Newmar New Aire 3545. And I've got to say, I've really been enjoying this coach while it's been going through our full inspection process. I've had the chance to get behind the wheel, dig into some systems, and see firsthand why this particular model holds such a unique spot. Not just in Newmar's lineup, but in the entire world of luxury Class A diesel motorhomes. This is a beautiful one-owner coach with under 20,000 miles, which isn't a low miles puppy, but means it's actually been driven a few miles and somewhat broken in, if you will. Let's dive in and take a closer look at what makes the New Aire 3545 such a standout in the diesel pusher market. The 2022 New Aire got an update with some aggressive looking lines on the fiberglass front cap. We do have an egress door in the middle of the coach, and that's right next to a LED outside porch light that helps you hook up in those dark situations. Now, the Newmar New Aire has really broken onto the scene and made some waves for many reasons. And I think it's because it's such a high-end platform at 35 feet. But it's also got a unique look with these very large windows that create an excellent cockpit as well as excellent visibility out of the coach when you're camping. It makes the coach look alien-like or just different from all the other coaches, especially coaches this size with those big old tinted windows that are custom and shaped and styled. And when you see this thing pull up with all that chrome in the windows, it's just got an aura about it. Now up front, it has an 8,000 watt Onan quiet diesel generator with only about 420 hours on the clock. And to the right of this generator, we have the optional hot water tap, as well as an accessory air connection setup. We've also got some loud air horns. The coach has an electric 50 amp cord reel and an Oasis Chinook, which has a no smell, no smoke burner platform. And it also has two 1500 watt AC elements that provide 10,000 BTUs of extra heating power. We've got our master control box here where you can cut off the system manually if you need to, and then you also have some indicator lights on there. And then across from that, we've got a cable connection here, and to the left of that, we've got our central vac. Now this coach also has a built-in surge guard protector. Now the coach has 4 super bright LED docking lights all around, and the bay to the right of our Oasis Chinook is where our dump station and main plumbing bay is on the coach. The coach manages to have a 105-gallon fresh tank, a 60-gallon gray tank, and a 40-gallon black tank with a super convenient dump connection that is outboard mounted. I love outboard mounted dump connections like this. We've also got a SantaCon turbo system, a nice stainless outside shower, super bright LEDs, a touchscreen that lets us peer into the Silverleaf system. We've got an autofill setup where you just push a button and it fills the tank, and an electric hose reel. Now, somewhere underneath that fiberglass roof and some insulation, we've got 16-inch on-center aluminum rafter framing, as well as aluminum sidewall framings. Now, we've got two 15,000 BTU low-profile air conditioning units that are also heat pumps. And Newmar's quiet ductwork has quite the reputation. Now, this roof has a cathedral ceiling on it, which gives you extra height in the bedroom, and that is a pretty cool feature, and it creates a pretty unique vibe. That little solar panel is a tender for the chassis batteries, and then we've got various exhaust vents up here, as well as our local TV antenna, our satellite dish, and we also have a Wi-Fi ranger up here. Powering this coach is the Cummins 8.9 liter red top ISL, delivering 450 horsepower and an impressive 1,450 pound-feet of torque. And this is a side radiator package, which is the way to go to get better cooling and better access. Now, the awning package is magnificent with a double Gerard Vega setup in the patio and G2000s with LEDs built in for the window awnings, which are just slick. We've also got LED underlights under the slides. We've got LED side marker lights. We've got excellent night lights when you're driving down the road. And this thing does light up at night quite well. We do have a wall mounted outside TV. We've got all the things to set up a nice party out out here, including the party lights at a push of a button. This coach has a particular high-end aura about it that I quite love, and I think the smaller proportions, the 12.25-foot height, even with those Girard boxes and bodywork to match it, it begs the question, does the interior keep up with how cool it looks on the outside? Let's step inside this beautiful coach. And here we are with the slides extended. And as you can see, this coach makes plenty of space with the flush tile slide and this big HWH full wall slide on this side. So the slide mechanisms in this coach are top grade. Now the furniture is also top grade. This is some of the softest, plushest leather in a coach. I love all the different stitchings in this couch. This also has a full mattress that pulls out from underneath it. Then you've got these two ottomans right here, and also an excellent window package in the coach. That's one of the biggest differentiating factors about the Newmar New Aire on the interior, is the incredible window package. Look behind me. Look over there. We've got no gap in between the back of that countertop and the window. So it's completely sealed. You don't have a gap down there that you've got to clean. And then check out our beautiful dining space right here. This has a full surround of windows, including this massive window here that goes all the way up. It's absolutely stunning. Reminds me of the King Aire. And it looks like a mini King Aire. That's part of the reasons it does look like a mini King Aire. The fact that this is tile is so cool. This is the cutest flush tile slide ever. This does extend. And then we've got a super slick 50-inch TV that extends out of here on a televator. And it's classic Newmar finishing touches. The woodwork is stunning everywhere you look. No piece has been left untouched. The cabinetry is all lined up with laser-like precision, and everything is just so tasteful. I mean, look at the leather inserts in the slide-out surrounds. And then check out this display cabinet. I mean, this is a glass enclosed LED lit display cabinet with, again, the full finished woodwork trim job. Now, right down here, there is a toe kick for the vacuum cleaner, so you can easily kick your dust in there and sweep. This does have the optional heated tile floor, which, even though this coach is only 35 feet and change long, is dual zone. And this is this beautiful porcelain tile. It looks like a wood almost. And then over here is our galley space. We've got a good sized galley space here, a deep countertop, a beautiful designer-like sink here. It's got a pot cleaner. We've got an induction stovetop right here, a smart microwave convection oven. You can control it from your phone. And then we also have a dishwasher and a drawer, Fisher and Paykel. Now, there's also one of Kaya's favorite features is, hilariously, the pull-out trash can, and that is convenient. You're always looking for a spot to keep your trash can in a coach, and this is already set up to do it. And it's got the soft close. Now, across the street here, we've got a pantry with lockable slide cabinets. And check out the dovetail cabinetry. Thank you, Newmar, with that excellent cabinetry that they're so well known for. Now, right here, you're going to see one of many touchscreens throughout the coach that lets you control the lights. You can dim all the lights. You can control exhaust fans, awnings, and things such as that. Now, over here is our main Silverleaf hub. Now, this lets you control everything from battery voltage, generator, your heated tile, thermostat. Everything is through this screen right there. Now, this is the bathroom with a super heavy pocket door, by the way. I mean, this thing is like, it's really dense. And on the other side of this pocket door, there is a full body mirror as well. We'll lock that in place. Check out the tiling. They extended the tiling outside. Super luxury shower. Love the tile work, even on the little drain thing there. There is a teak fold-out chair, high-end faucet here, and then a built-in rack for your soap dispensers. There's also no sunlight, so no leaky leaks from that. There's an exhaust fan up here. We've got a nice backsplash, designer bowl, another touchscreen to control things, lots of storage. There is an egress door, and then this is a push-button Dometic macerating toilet. Now, moving on from our bathroom, By the way, of course, we do have a stainless Samsung refrigerator here with travel locks. There's a pocket door right here. I love the leather. It's so cool. It's padded too. It's cushiony, and this is just so heavy. I feel like that helps with sound deadening. Anyways, walking in here, we've got one flat floor. Again, this full wall slide opens this whole thing up. This is one of my favorite things in the coach aesthetically for some reason. I really like the multi-level countertops here, as well as all the hidden storage that's inside them. And then up top, we've got this flush-mounted Samsung Smart TV, as well as this flush-mounted LED strip, and then these symmetrical cabinets on either side. That is a really nice looking piece there. And then it's all finished by this huge big window there, which you can easily slide open, and it's got its own window awning. So if it's raining outside, you can have the window open and hear the rain and not get rain in the coach. And right back here is the final component that makes this coach a true full-time worthy 35-foot 10-inch coach, and that is our washer dryer stack with the tray on the bottom. And then I love how they tiled this whole engine cover, and even though it's side radiated, we do have an extra engine cover right here. By the way, most of your rear rated coaches, that's all you've got to work on the coach, unless you tear out the radiator or something. Anyways, this is glass and wood, another very dense door. And I love that they finished out all this in the same type of finish as the rest of the woodwork. Shoe rack, safe, lots of space. Classic Newmar. And then look at the windows back there. Again, everything is just finished out in this coach. You know, a lot of times in these shorter coaches, you're kind of waiting for that next shoe to fall that, it's really high end, but it doesn't have this that the big high end 45s have. This coach manages to knock out so many of those boxes that the 45s do, and yet it's secretly a little 35-foot coach. This is a king size bed. It's huge. We've also got a cathedral ceiling in here, so this whole ceiling in the bedroom is raised compared to the rest of the coach. And then check out the designer ceiling work. You've got that in the front, and then you've also got this whole designer accent piece up here in the bedroom too. Now the lighting in this coach is stunning. We've got these beautiful wall sconces. We've got accent LEDs everywhere, and it's just really well done. You've also got accent lights underneath the slides on the outside. And just look at those windows. Wherever you're parked, you're going to have one heck of a view. Now let's go ahead and check out the cockpit and then go test drive this. The cockpit surrounds you in that typical Newmar fashion. We've got digital glass display, we've got a 360 camera system, and a Mobileye with a suite of safety features that are clutch. So today's test drive is going to be special. We've got a special guest who's going to drive the coach. And here I am recording this test drive thinking it's going to be important. And I'm just rambling on and on and on and on, but that's what I'm doing most times I'm driving a vehicle anyways, especially one that I like. Now we actually got to drive the coach with Izzy and Jason from the Endless RVing family, which was a lot of fun.
All right, so we're out on a test drive with this New Aire. It's our first time driving this New Aire, or any New Aire in general. So a couple of things I noticed right away. One, the pickup is outstanding because you got the big 450 and not much on 35 feet to work with. But the handling is actually, it's very quiet. You might hear a little bit of like the furniture, those ottomans rattling around, but it handles well. And it's so easy to maneuver. Like I came out of got a left turn coming out of RV Max, and you could just take it. And it sounds crazy at 35 feet, that's a big coach, but when you compare it to 43, 45 feet, I told Jason earlier, it's like driving a big SUV going down to a little Honda Civic. It just feels so nimble. I can't wait to get this out on the highway.
Needless to say, the coach drove perfectly on the highway, and this really is a race car of a Class A diesel. The power to weight ratio of a 35-foot coach with a 450 side radiated Cummins is just outstanding. And this thing is a blast to drive. With the V-Ride rear suspension and some active features from Newmar, this thing handles properly. And this coach can turn on a dime as well. It's got an excellent turning radius. And And with the suite of safety features from the Mobileye system, including lane departure, active cruise control, stopping distance warnings, as well as active brakes, this coach makes you feel safer from a technological standpoint as well as from a fundamental standpoint when you quietly ride down the road. And I love seeing some of the exposed star foundation down in the compartments. And speaking of the compartments, we've got a ton of beautiful carpeted storage in this coach that is actually pretty surprising because the coach is only 12.25 feet tall. We've got a pull-out refrigerator, freezer down here, and the compartments to the left of the refrigerator house a super wide double slide tray compartment here, one of which is completely passed through. And to the left of that compartment, we've got yet another large storage compartment. The storage just goes on and on. Hashtag stuff. And the coach is equipped with 8 house batteries, all on a convenient slide tray located right behind the driver front wheel. And the interior is quite incredible. Even if you're parked at just a Chick-fil-A parking lot, this thing can accommodate well with features that allow you to full time in this quite easily, in addition to those top-notch luxury features that you see in things only like the King Air. Normally, when you take an RV to Chick-fil-A, you may get a reaction of how many people are in there, especially if it's like a big bus, but we were hardly noticed taking up 2 spots in the Chick-fil-A with this New Aire. And the coach packs a spicy hot punch with a power to weight ratio that actually beats out the Newmar King Aire with the 600 horsepower. And I know this isn't news for some of you shorties out there, but seeing this in 2022 with all of the features that it's got is quite unique. And remember, it's side radiated. Freshly serviced, this 2022 Newmar New Aire 3545 with only about 19,500 miles on the clock, just under 20,000, is available at rvmax.us, and we are proud to present this beautiful coach, along with other cherry-picked Class A diesel motor coaches that are in our inventory in Greenville, South Carolina.
And thank you all for watching and subscribing. Peace and love. Keep an eye out for the next fun video. Thank you.